when you get on the reformer, the best way to get on the reformer is actually to sit and then side lie, right, and roll onto your back. Right? You'll see all kinds of interesting ways people get on here. But that is really nice and smooth, and that's the way you should have them come back up too. Right? So for footwork, footwork should be done in a neutral spine, right? So I'm going to start in little V. So there's a classic set of footwork position, and then I go through those first, and then I'll show you all the variations. The classic ones, and this you're going to want to know, the classic ones are first position. So this is first position, and I'm just going to press out and back in. And I rest my arms, spine stays neutral, right?
And the purpose of footwork
Could be
twofold, right?
There's a lot of purposes.
Yeah.
It's usually the way you start a workout on the reformer, and the idea behind that is it's a good warm-up exercise. I use the reformer all the time for foot-ankle alignment, inner thigh. I use it for learning neutral spine, and posture. So here again, neutral spine. This is my perfect posture, like it was on the roller. This is it here too. So this is how we want people to move in space. So I want them to learn how to work.
Two reds and a blue.
Two reds and a blues is your classic setting. So things you're going to see that people do wrong all the time. When they pop out here like this, when they get up there, right? I don't want that. I want them to stay here and be able to move in this position.
Holding down.
Yep, I stay. Right? This does not move. My hips move in their sockets, but not my pelvis. Okay, so we have monkey on a branch. So that's feet and knees together, toes curling over the bar, just sort of relax. Monkey on a branch. And then we have heels in parallel. Right, pressing out and back in. And then we have, so heels is interesting because it's the place where most people, like when they come in, they're going like this instead of like that. So you'll see that a lot. You want to have them stick down and press out and stick down to come in. Right? And then we have calf raises, which is up and down. So those are the classic footwork positions. Typically prancing, I put it right here, but classically prancing was the last thing that Pilates had people do before they got off the reformer. So, but I like it here with the footwork. So prancing is alternating, lifting up and lowering down. Right? Where people go wrong with prancing is they do this. Right? It's a very different exercise when I do it that way than when I'm really working through my feet and legs and pulling all the way up and down, right? So it's very different thing there. And then I usually do a single leg work. You always want people to come all the way in before they change their foot position. And the reason for that is that you don't want their feet to slip off while they're up there and then have them come crashing in. Probably they'll be fine, but it's startling and it's uncomfortable and it could jar your body. Right, so single foot on toe. Then I usually do single foot on toe, pressing out and coming in. Like single foot on toe. And then I usually do single foot on heel. Right? And keeping this really strong and tight too. There's no laziness in that leg. Both my butts are down, right? Some people aren't flexible enough and they go like this, end up lifting their butt up. That's not good. I want to keep them neutral. And the leg's only going to come as far as they can keep that. And you'll see with each other how different it looks on different bodies. So those are the classic ones I do. The other variations are on toes. So on toes is different than monkey because my heels stay up the whole time, right? I'm staying up the whole time. Then we have combo. So it's pressing out here, heels down, heels up, and coming in. So that's combo. And then we have internal rotation, so you're coming out, a little turned out, knees together. On this one, I'm pressing out as far as I can together, and then at the end I let my legs separate, and then I come back in. And we also do pulses here, so coming out to here, pulsing in. That helps get that DMO higher, internal. Somebody with a knee problem though, you probably wouldn't want to do that. It's kind of rough. It could be rough on the knees. Let me think what else we have. Second position. So you can do second position on heels, right? You can do second position on arches.
What's the
And
difference between the heels and arches?
heels.
Yeah.
On the
I mean, and your body.
So anytime you're on the heels, you're more likely to activate the posterior part of your, the back of the legs.
Okay.
The hamstrings is really more what I'm after. So I don't do a lot of work on arches because I don't know that maybe if I didn't want to have to think about the feet or the heels, or I didn't want to worry about the butt tucking under, I would go to arches so that I could just work on the quad strength. Maybe that's when I would use arches. Otherwise, I don't tend to use arches for anything because it flattens the foot. You're not really working the bottom of the foot very much here, and I'm not really activating the hamstrings. I'd rather have you here, where you're active underneath, or here, I don't, where I'm on toes and I'm working the foot, right? So I think that's most of them. So let me have you get up and do them. If I forgot one, I'll have you guys do it. Oh, ballet combo, I should show you that one. So the ballet combo, you start here, it's like combo. Combo, remember, is this down, up, and in. So that's basically it. It's just fancier because of the leg that's free. So you go in, reach, down, up, flex, point, bend in, over the bar or under the bar. So bend up, down, flex, point, bend, and you can thread under the bar if you want to there too. So I'll have you try that too.
If you're doing this with someone for the very first time, do you want 2 reds and a blue?
You can always do 2 reds. You almost always do 2 reds and a blue. Yeah, I almost never veer from that. Sometimes I'll bring it down for the single footwork. I'll take the blue string off. And I think I wrote that in your book. It's actually 2 reds, but I don't do that actually in my classes, or unless there's a reason to. I don't actually take this. If somebody cannot push out without tucking, then I will lighten the springs, because then they have to learn to keep then it might be that it's too much work for their legs and they're trying to use everything they've got to push out. So if I lighten the
Hips
springs,
are aligned on the single leg.
if they're also if they can't keep themselves glued down, so that would be a time to lighten the springs.
So you would maybe take out the blue.
Take out the blue.
Just take it out, not replace it by the yellow?
No, take it out.
Okay.
Take off the blue. Yeah, and if that doesn't work, I would. From here, we can easily go right into the side sleeper. Side sleeper, I do like to have the headrest back up. The springs are also 2 red springs, is traditional. And I'm going to lay on the side. Now, some people's head won't be comfortable here, so you could put a ball here on the headrest instead, if they're not comfortable. I take the front arm and I keep it here at the shoulder rest. My top foot is out in front. So on short foot bars, the toes would actually be off the bar, but on this one, because it's a wide bar, I can keep the whole foot on. The bottom leg is stretching out underneath, and I'm going to really try and stay on my side stacked, and I'm pressing out in parallel here. The goal is to imagine that you're doing a single-legged squat. So the tail is coming out a little bit, my spine is in neutral position. So it's a single-legged squat with this top leg. And the bottom leg has energy in it, but the foot is not super tight. It could be a little bit relaxed. So this is the side sleeper. First one, parallel. This is side sleeper turn out. So I turn out the top knee, and it's important to try and turn it out in line with the foot. So some people's knees will be low because they just don't have the hip rotation. Some people can open up. And then the bottom leg I like to turn out also. You need to watch that they keep the hips stacked. A lot of people will roll backwards on this exercise. So here holding, and I'm going to push out and in. You could also take the front arm and put it in front of the stomach. That might help them hold that position. Pressing out and in here. The third position is the toe on, and then you're going to press all the way out so the heel is also on the bar, right in line with the hip. This is called hip hike. The top hip is going to push and then release. The heel actually stays on the bar. Dig the heel in, lifting up and down. This is trying to work the glute medius on the top leg, not the bottom leg. So you're working on this top leg, squeezing the glute and releasing. Squeezing the glute and release. Squeeze the glute, and then you can hold at the top. So with it, lift, bend the knee, and do little pulses in to still kind of sticking my butt out, keeping that lift. Usually do 8 pulses, and then bring it all the way in. Right? And then you would repeat that whole sequence on the other side. Alright, so neutral spine, relax the tail down, and you're going to go ahead, heels together, toes apart, and press out. And then coming back in. So just do a few there, make sure the shoulders stay relaxed. Good, and then come in, you'll switch your feet to monkey on a branch, so it's the toes curled over, right, and you're pressing out. Right, so keeping that tail down, you should feel a difference, right, with the feet and the position. And then holding on the end, we go heels in parallel. So come in, bring your heels on. Now here's the one where you want to really think about the tailbone being glued down, right? Make sure that it doesn't lift off and then press out. So if somebody has a knee dysfunction where it hurts them to bring the legs, so if somebody has a really tight IT band, it might not feel comfortable to bring the feet and knees together. You could put a ball between. So some people, I usually do it all together. Now some people teach it hip width.
Oh, you do it all together?
I do it all together. Some people teach it hip width. If I do hip width, I put a ball there.
I got it, just
Okay.
like that.
Just like on the mat. Yeah, so the together glues the inner thighs with some action in the inner thighs for me. That's why I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. And also for a PT, it helps me. I can stand here, and if you have anything funky going on, I can see it. If your feet and knees are together, I can see it really easily.
Wow, yeah.
So it's kind of a cheat. Maybe a cheat.
And look at this working on the flex.
You do a little bit, yes. So then calf raises would be on toes. Press the legs straight out, and then heels going down and up. So try not to tuck your bottom too much here. Try not to tuck, yeah. Naturally you will tuck a little bit for calf raises, but try not to really tuck under there, yeah. Good, and then prancing, you can go right to from here. Some people's knees will bonk each other, so for this one I'll put them a little bit wider if I need to have them not bonk. And really work those feet, so really press up and then lower down, right? And then I have them go slow and find that and then connect it as one smooth motion. Right? We want it to be one smooth motion, but I don't want them to get cheated out of that great footwork they can have if they push all the way out, right? Don't want them to lose any opportunities here. Good. So then pull that all the way in. Let's do a combo. So you're going to start on toes. How about on toes? So heels are up, balls of the feet are on, and your heels stay up the whole time when you're pressing out. So here, no good. What's wrong with that picture? So bring your feet all the way together, you'll feel it. All the way together. Keep the heels together. Now go. And then out. Knees together. Hold it together. Together. Which one? Oh, my knees. Together here and together here. Yes, that's hard for you. Yeah, look at those ankles. What are you doing?
Been working so hard.
Yes, there you go. Right, so that's on toes.
This
So
is like on
combo.
releve.
Releve.
Just all the way.
Yep.
Okay.
So then releve but not locked. Ah,
I think that helps me.
yes. I think that's what's happening when we get it too. A little bit, yeah. And then combo is out, heels down, heels up, and bend in. It's out, heels down, heels up, and bend in.
It's a very good idea because then I have the feedback because they're good.
Yes, you have the feedback. When they come up right, something's not right. You've gone up too far and you've twisted outward. Yes, I like feedback. Yeah. And then we have internal rotation, so come all the way in. You're going to separate your feet, and it goes a little bit, more to the monkey on a branch sort of position for the feet. Knees together, don't go too wide, Kim. That bar is so wide, it's deceptive. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you're going to press out, let the knees separate naturally, and then bring them back together. Right?
So the knees would come back touching?
Touching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
really
that
good.
helps you know how far
yeah.
Not
to
really
put your
getting much
legs
from this.
apart.
I don't get a lot from it, but the pulses I get something from. So come in so that your knees are touching, but not all the way in. And then you can pulse inward, down, 2, 3,
Yes.
So you want to be on your
Oh, yeah.
toes?
Not to be toes, like
You
monkey
feel like
on the horse.
that?
Yeah, that one I do.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. More on the abs
Are
and
your
inner
heels
thighs.
raised?
No, here.
In the back of the legs? Is that where we're supposed to
No,
do it?
I get it inner and then my abs are more raised.
Here. And inner thighs. Yeah. And then come all the way in. So single leg variations are 1 foot on toe. Right underneath your hip. And the other foot out over the bar to start. Nice and tight legs. So both feet pointed is the idea here. And you're going to press out, bending the free leg up, and then reach it back out as you come in. Bending up. Right. So don't raise it up, Sarah, just leave it at that same level, but just bring the knee in. Yeah, there you go. Good, try the other foot. So switch on the way in. Bending and switching. Good, and then let's switch to the heel, so you're single foot on heel. And then the other foot up, flex. Good, tail is down, so make sure, yeah, I saw you all. And sink that tail and press out on the one leg.
And we leave our leg up.
Yes, and you leave that leg up and you're working to tighten that quad.
Feels good.
Yes, tighten that quad, make that leg work. The leg that's up should feel like it's done work.
I like this one.
I like it a lot because I can get a hamstring stretch too if I really work at it. So you could even be pulling the foot a little bit more towards you as you press out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good, try the other foot. So same, anchor the tail, both butts down, right? Both sides here, right? And then press out. That's it. So you, on the way in, be careful because your tail's coming up a little. Yeah, and because you're tall, you have to really get that tail down.
Did she have to change the gears because she's taller, but she
No,
Okay.
she can do it. She's good, she's flexible enough.
Okay.
But somebody that's Sarah's height that is not flexible, I'd probably put them on this bar with it just a little bit further away.
Yeah, like my husband's 6'3", not flexible.
Put them on here at 2 and see if you can do it. If not, then you can even move it to 1.
And if you couldn't do it, it would look like...
The butt coming up. Yes, that's what it would do. Okay, and then Ballet Series is so 1 foot over the bar on toe. The foot on the bar is on toe.
And shoulder or hip width.
Hip width, not underneath your, not in the middle. Right, so here you're gonna, so basically, let's just do what the stance foot is doing. The stance foot's pressing out, the heel drops down, the heel comes up, and you bend back in. So I'm not gonna call out what that leg does, I'm gonna call out what the other leg does. The other leg, as you press out, the other leg's gonna bend and then extend to the sky. It's gonna tap down to the bar, without, keep that foot, yep, and back up. Then both feet flex. Both feet point, and then you bend the knee and you thread it back in, under the bar, over the bar. Right, so you're bending the knee, reaching up, tapping down, reach it up, flex both feet, point both feet, bend the knee, and come back in. Let's do it again, ready, bend and reach, tap down, whoops, and up, flex and point, bend. Good, let's try the other side. Oh, this coordination, right? So let's do just the pressing out, the heel goes down, heel goes up, and comes in, right? So that's the motion. Let's add the leg. So you're gonna press out, bending the knee, extend it up to the sky, tap it down, and bring it up, flex it, and point, bend the knee, and reach it in. And you're gonna bend and reach, tap down, and up, flex, and point, bend, and in. And you're gonna go and reach down, and up, flex, and bend, come in. Alright? And then the only other one I think I missed was the single foot calf raise.
No problem.
So you're gonna go Press all the way out, and then hold one foot over the bar, and you're gonna go heel down and up.
Well, we may just do like 100 of these.
Yeah, I make people work up to 50 of these. And I feel everybody should have to do that. Yeah, so these are really great. I love the way they make you work in the whole back of the leg. People who are athletic, you need to have this. You need to have this kind of strength to be running and to be jumping and to be dancing. You need this. You'd be surprised how many dancers cannot do 50 of these in a row, right?
You cannot.
Yeah, they should be able to do it. That's what they're doing, right?
Or the other side, yeah.
Oh, sure, you need to go here. So for your test, to be able to do 50 on one leg.
Really?
Really? Work up to 50. By the time it's your test, you should be able to do it. Right? That's not till like October or August or October. Yeah? Oh yeah, we didn't do the second position. Right. So you can also do,
I don't like it so much, but
you like it because it's easy for you. Not very hard.
I relax.
Yes, except that, so I don't let my clients totally relax into that. I always, whenever, so second position would be coming in, heels a little wider than the hips, so not quite so wide, and you don't get the floppy knees. Floppy knees are cheating.
But you're going to do like that inner thigh work.
Exactly. Laura, no, she's taken enough of my classes now. So I always tell people to imagine there's an elastic between your knees, and that elastic is constantly there. So at no time should I be able to come and just knock your knee open, right? So you've got to imagine that you're working, even in that position, as you're working, there's still work happening between the legs. Yes.
I can make that happen.
Tighten. Do we, no tightening?
Stick it out, set it down. Neutral spine, yes. But I like the way those feel to come up. I actually prefer them on the springboard with the squats. I feel that people can really feel that coming up, and then I make them sit there and pulse, so they can really feel the inner thighs coming up.
Do you cue to squeeze the glutes?
I don't.
No.
No.
Just not
I don't because what happens, I feel like when I cue to squeeze the glutes is that they end up tucking. I don't want the tuck. I want the pelvic floor, yeah, and this. I want them to use their inner thighs.